I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome to our October 5th council meeting. Matt, you want to start us with a roll call?
Councilor Zadi.
Here.
Demas.
Here.
Robinson.
Also here.
Savage.
Here.
Hickerson.
Here.
West.
Here.
Vitolo.
Here.
Halter.
Here.
Mayor Como.
Here. Councilor's first order of business. I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the city council meeting September 21st, 2021.
So moved, Your Honor.
Do you have a motion? Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, councilors, this is going to set us up for the presentations and proclamations section of our agenda, and we're honored today to have with us Girl Scout Troop 307, and I believe Sandra, and I think we have Riley, Elizabeth, Emily, Ava, Braylee, and Aurora, all here with us. They're going to give us a little bit of talk and kind of a request. It's going to be a working session from what I hear. So I don't know who's going to speak or if you're all going to speak, but you can come on down to the microphone right here. Make sure that it's on. Let us know what your name is, and let us know what you're here for. There'll be a test afterwards.
Hi, my name is Riley. Mr. Mayor, members of the council, we are BSA Troop 307. I'm Riley, first class. Elizabeth is absent, she is first class. Emily, tenderfoot. Ava, tenderfoot. Braylee, our new scout. And Aurora, that's absent, is first class. We want to announce a troop fundraiser that we want to do during Christmas while the horse sleigh isn't running and Santa is here, on a weekend in December.
I am Braylee, and we want to let our community know that we want to offer a gift wrapping service along with a hot cocoa and s'mores for a fee or donations, along with jewelry sales for kids to purchase. We want to get in touch with the Urban Renewal if we can do the service at the times during the horse sleigh and Santa. Then we would like to have a Saturday to do the wrapping, cocoa and s'mores, and handmade jewelry sale. We would also like to add a white winter game and activities.
We will ask Sweetwater Now to advertise for use when we have the dates. We want to advertise on Facebook, possibly Chamber of Commerce digital billboard. We sell candy at Smith's on some weekends, and we can pass out flyers for the troops fundraisers as an advertisement.
We want to make beaded jewelry for kids to purchase for Christmas gifts, maybe a few other gift ideas for purchase. We're still working out the gift ideas, candles, keychains, original trading. If we have game activities as stations, we would like to set up 3 horse stations or charge $1 for each station or charge ahead of time. Tickets to use for the games. Games are cardboard sledding, fruity snowball stand, sock ice hockey, winter scavenger hunt, and then a gift stand with gifts to purchase.
Our troop is wanting to ask Smith's, Albertsons, and Walmart for donations for cocoa, graham crackers, chocolate, and marshmallows. We want to know if we can have an open flame with parental guidance to make roasted marshmallows for the s'mores inside or outside the building. We want to ask Staples if they would donate paper for our flyers. We want to ask Joann's for handmade jewelry donations.
Are there any license requirements that we need to apply for to offer our gift wrapping service, snacks, and gift purchasing?
There are none. You guys are going to be busy here, and I don't know if you're done or not, but it sounds like the goal here is to do some fundraisers for some nonprofits. Is that what your intent is eventually, right? So I think we can hook you up with the URA, and I think they're even planning this year a Christmas village in Bunnings Park, so that might be a good opportunity as people were going down there. But we have some great nonprofits, Humane Society, the Food Bank, the Boys and Girls Club, Young at Heart Senior Center, counselors, any others you can think of off the top of your mind. But I think the best place to start is with the URA, and I don't believe you're going to need a license to do any of this, and we sure appreciate it. You guys are really doing a good job. Good idea, and it sounds like you're going to have a pretty active, are you planning to do this around, when do you want to start this? Do you know? December. So when the holidays kick off, and Rick Lee at the Chamber can help get some advertising out. The city webpage, we can help get some advertising out. The URA can help get some advertising out. So that'll be great, but I don't think you're going to need any licenses to do what you're trying to do.
We also want to volunteer to help with the Sweetwater County Shop with a Cop event as a service project.
Oh, good deal.
So do we need to contact anybody from the Club of Rock Springs or the police department to sign up?
Chief Pacheco or Commander Kessler right here, very familiar with Shop with a Cop, and you can contact either one of those individuals, and they'll make sure that they have your information.
Thank you.
Thank you. You guys did a great job. More?
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, thank you for letting us present our plans for our upcoming event during December. You guys have any more questions?
I actually have something to add. In the springtime, we do want to do like a lemonade stand or some other fundraising to get food for the local animal shelter.
Oh, great. Well, when you get ready to do that, come see me, and we'll hook you up with the right people and help you out. This is going to be exciting. I'm looking forward. Well, I didn't want to say that, but I'm looking forward to winter now. But, thanks, you guys. We appreciate that. That's being a leader. This is where you ask for a $100,000 donation. Or say that one. Come up to the mic, would you? I'm sorry.
The sponsorship of the 307 troop is YWCA.
Oh, great. Yeah, you might even have some folks here that are hanging out. Yeah, I think we need to give these folks a round of applause. That was a great job. Okay, so Chad Banks is your first person that you need to contact. If you need contact information, just call me. Let me know when you're going to do it. We'll set up an appointment with you. And Commander Kessler or Chief Pacheco on the Shop with a Cop. And when you get your advertising put together, maybe you can get us something and we'll help push the information out. Okay? We look forward to it. Great job. Thank you. Okay, the second item underneath presentations and proclamations, we're also honored to have Melinda Boss here, the Executive Director for the YWCA. And we're going to be issuing a proclamation of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And she's going to tell us a little bit about what's going on around town.
Yes, well, I first wanted to say congratulations and thank you to the troop. We consider this our little troop because they meet at the Y. Been almost 2 years, 2 years that they've been coming there. So thrilled to be able to share the stage with the girls. So yes, it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I don't know if any of you as you drive home will be driving down Dewar, but definitely take note. There are purple lights all down Dewar Drive now. That is one of our newest things we've gotten as part of this. So Domestic Violence Awareness Month is every October since the 1990s, trying to bring awareness to the issue of domestic violence and how big of an issue it is, even in small towns. With an average of 340 to 400 clients per year that our Center for Families and Children sees right here in Sweetwater County. That is how big of an issue this is and how it continues to do. And this year we are especially honored because we are going to be able to host the Silent Witness Initiative. So the Silent Witness Initiative was started in 1997, and I could date myself because I was there when it started and we went to the Capitol. And what it is, it's a recognition of those who have been killed from domestic violence in every county in the state of Wyoming. And so each county would bring them to the Capitol to do a ceremony. And now what they have done is it travels the state. So every county gets a turn to host, and we chose to do this year. So we are bringing the whole event into here. We're going to do it at Western Wyoming Community College this Saturday at 10 a.m. So everyone is invited. I do have a few flyers. I don't have enough for everybody, but I can certainly leave them here that have the details of our events and when this is. And so what we do is we will read off the names of each of the victims. Since they started this, there are over 100 names that we include. And this year we are especially, proud is not the word, but we are honored to be able to induct 2 new Sweetwater County ones, one of which is Whitney Sewell, who was killed by her husband in a murder-suicide 2 years ago. They did the Stand for Wit event, so that would be recognized. So this is the year she is going to be inducted as a silhouette. And so we will have the event there. We will also have a speaker coming to talk about missing and murdered Indigenous women, because that is another issue in our state that is too often missed. We get big headlines for situations of a young woman getting lost in a camping and ending up dead. And we have hundreds of missing and murdered Indigenous women that no one has tracked, known, or even followed. So we're really thrilled to be able to have her come and talk about this. So I did want to invite everyone to come to this, as well as to encourage you to involve, as in drive down Dewar Drive, see all our purple lights. We managed to get that worked out. And so we also have Stand Against Domestic Violence signs that we have for sale that you can, they're yard signs. You just post them out in your yard, show your support for the month of October. So if you are interested in that, just give us a call at the Y. We'd be happy to hook you up with a sign. We can certainly bring some down to the city if they want to keep some here. I know several of you have bought signs, and so we appreciate that. So I did want to say thank you very much for the recognition of this very sad thing, but it is a hopeful thing in that we can make the difference. We can step forward, have these conversations, talk about this. The biggest danger of domestic violence is it stays hidden, is that nobody talks about it. And you don't know what's going on until something like Whitney's situation happens, and all of a sudden everyone's asking, what happened? How did this happen? So we want to make this more of a conversation. We want to be able to talk to your kids, talk to them about this. When this pops up in the news, talk to your friends about why it's important not to isolate victims, not to doubt them, but to be there in support. It is so easy to isolate someone, push them away because the abuser is so annoying or irritating or hard to deal with. But if you stick it out, you are sometimes that lifeline for that victim. And so I appreciate your support for that. I don't know if anyone has any questions, though.
Counselors, any questions for Melinda?
How much is a sign?
They are $10. Kind of helps us defray the cost of buying them. And we will come pick them up at the end of October, and we save them for next year.
So it's more like a rental.
Rental, yes, it is a rental of a sign, presuming the wind does not knock it down.
Right.
There is that debatable point. We learned the hard way. We had to get these signs much closer to the ground, or they ended up in Rollins,
Yes.
so.
Any other questions, Counselor? Well, that's good information, Melinda, and we do have a proclamation I'd like to read on behalf of the City of Rock Springs, whereas the YWCA of Sweetwater County recognizes and participates in a public awareness campaign to support National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And Domestic Violence Awareness Month provides an excellent opportunity for citizens to learn more about preventing domestic violence and to show support for the organizations and individuals who provide critical advocacy services and assistance to victims. And here's the shocker, on an average, nearly 20 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate partner in the United States. During 1 year, this equates to more than 10 million women and men. And domestic violence can take the form of physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, and economic abuse. And too often, the victims of domestic violence are children who can have lifelong repercussions from the emotional or physical trauma of being exposed to domestic violence. And domestic violence survivors and their advocates in Sweetwater County have rallied to the cause of victim justice. And the government and citizens of Rock Springs, Wyoming fully recognize the need to treat victims with dignity and compassion. And now therefore be it resolved that I, Timothy A. Como, Mayor of the City of Rock Springs, do hereby declare the month of October 2021 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month in the City of Rock Springs, and I call upon our citizens to stand together against domestic violence, offer support and understanding to survivors, and participate in domestic violence awareness activities such as the Wyoming State Silent Witness Ceremony on October 9th from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at Western Wyoming Community College in Rock Springs. Purple bracelets will be available throughout the community to show your support. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Thank you. There's not enough for everybody, so you can certainly grab that.
We are going to zap a picture, and then what do you say? Anthony zap a 207 zap a picture.
They want to do a picture with us.
Wrap it all together.
Since they are alike.
At least you raised it. At least you raised it.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
You gotta like that shoot name. I have one of these in my office. Okay, thanks, Melinda. We appreciate that, and hope to see everybody out at the events. Counselor, this is going to move us on to the public hearing section of our agenda. We have one item under public hearings, and that is a public hearing on a request by Amundsen Construction Incorporated to amend the official zoning map of the City of Rock Springs from low-density residential R1 to conditional medium-density residential R3 CD for a parcel of property located near Stagecoach Boulevard, of which we'll take action under ordinance 2021-14. Now, this is just the zone change. Is there anyone wishing to speak on this issue? Laura, of all the detailed and knowledgeable people to speak on this issue.
I don't know about that. Laura Lee, City Planner. I just want to make sure I'm available if there's any questions on this. As Mayor Como mentioned, this is just the zone change tonight. There will be coming before you in the future a preliminary plat for a subdivision, a quite large subdivision, 283 lots are planned, multi-phase. But this is just for a zone change for 50 of those lots. They have to go through the zone change process first before they can come forward with the subdivision, because that subdivision has to conform to the zoning. It is a conditional zone change. He is requesting an R3 conditional zoning district. Typically in an R3 zoning district, site-built homes, single-family homes on a permanent foundation, which would include manufactured homes on permanent foundation, and duplexes would traditionally be allowed in an R3 district. However, he is only requesting this as a conditional to only allow site-built homes. He's requesting this to allow smaller lot sizes to make some more affordable lots within the area. So I'm here if there's any questions when it's acted on. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Laura. Anybody have questions?
Your Honor, I
have a
do.
question.
Councilman Zadi?
Go ahead.
Do you have questions?
Yeah, you can go first, though. No problem.
Sorry. When we do these zoning changes, there's usually notice sent out to surrounding neighbors. Did you get any response from any neighbors for or against this, or?
So the notice
as
goes out with the Planning and Zoning Commission. For the zone change itself, there was no issues with the zone change. We had a few people at the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting speaking for the subdivision, but not for the zone change. And then also, public hearing notice goes in the newspaper for the Planning and Zoning and again at City Council.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Councilor West.
So of those 283, you mentioned just 50 of the lots he's requesting for this R3.
Correct.
So the other 233 would remain in the R1?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, it'll be the eastern side of the extension of Sweetwater Drive.
Okay. And I think for the R3, the minimum lot size was 5,000 square feet, if I read that right?
That is the minimum lot size.
Minimum. Okay. What is it in R1? Just curious.
7,000
Okay.
minimum.
Okay.
Most likely, they're usually larger than that.
Yeah. That was my concern. I was just thinking if you got 283 lots and they're, 50 by 100 or whatever the configuration is, pretty small lot. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Laura. Anyone else wishing to speak on this issue? Hearing none, we're going to move on to the petition section of our agenda. This is the time that anyone can come up and address any issue with the city council. Is there anyone wishing to speak with council? This is your time to do so. Hearing none, I'm going to close the petitions and we're going to move on to the officers and staff reports. Councilors, we have 3 items underneath officers and staff reports. Number 1, the 2021 City of Rock Springs Weed Control Summary. 2, the financial support report summary of August 2021. And 3, the Department of Audit, F66, Annual City and Town Financial Report and Annual Report Summary. Councilors, I'd entertain a motion to approve the officers and staff reports and place on file.
So moved, Your Honor.
We do have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, this is going to bring us on to the council committee and board reports. Councilors, we have item number 1, the Joint Powers Telecom Board meeting minutes of July 15th and August 19th, 2021. And item number 2, the Main Street Board meeting minutes of September 13th, 2021. And I would ask, are there any other council committee or board reports to come forward? Councilman Savage.
Thank you, Your Honor. I wanted to do a shout out to Parks we had a very successful Alzheimer's event over the weekend. Park looked great, the bathrooms looked great. That doesn't just happen. It was a lot of work and I really appreciate it. And if you could let those guys know, Mark and them. And then I had a comment, if that's okay, Your Honor.
You bet.
For several years now, there's been a war on coal on the West Coast, that they don't want to have energy from coal. They don't want the dirty power. They want the renewables. And yet they have offshore oil wells and then pipelines to the shore. That seems like an odd hypocrisy to me, and it just thought it was worth mentioning that it seems as long as they're making money off of it, it's all right. So it's a tragedy for sure.
Does anything at the federal level make any sense?
Well, that's also the state level, though, right?
Some, not our state, but there is some of that. It's craziness as we well know it, and I appreciate those comments. Any other council committee and board reports? Hearing none, councilors, I'd entertain a motion to approve the council committee and board reports and place them on file.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, Councilman, also, under correspondence, if you've had time to look, there are numerous letters regarding the upcoming BLM Wild Horse Roundup, and how unhappy people are with the roundup. I'm not sure what the city function would be, whether you support it or you don't support it, but we did receive several emails and letters from mostly people who travel to our area and enjoy going out and seeing the horses and taking pictures and the like. So any questions on the correspondence? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the correspondence and place on file.
So moved, Your Honor.
We do have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second has been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, councilors, this is going to bring us to the bills and claims section of our agenda. Item number 1, the bills and claims for October 5th, 2021. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilwoman Demas.
I make a motion to approve the bills and claims for October 5th, 2021.
Councilors, we do have a motion to approve the bills and claims for October 5th, 2021. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 2 is the salaries for September 22nd, 2021. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilwoman Demas.
I make a motion to approve the salaries for September 22nd, 2021.
We do have a motion to approve the salaries for September 22nd, 2021. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? This is going to bring us into the new business section of our agenda. Councilors, item number 1 under new business is a request from the police department for permission to fill a vacant animal control officer 1 position. What's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman Savage.
I move to approve this request from the animal control.
We have a motion to honor this request from the police department. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item number 2 is a request from the police department for permission to bid lease agreements for trucks for the Animal Control Division, Engineering, and Fire Department, as well as police vehicles. Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilwoman Demas.
I make a motion to approve this request.
We do have a motion to honor this request from the police department. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And item number 3 is a request from the Rock Springs High School Student Council for approval of the homecoming parade route to take place on October 6, 2021, beginning at 4:45 p.m. And I believe the attached map may have been revised to B Street and not A Street, correct, Mr. Kalsich? Yeah, okay.
Your Honor, I understand that they made an announcement that, yeah, they're
Oh,
gonna go
okay.
down B Street.
So with that being
Instead of
said,
A.
on the revised route to B Street, instead of tying up traffic on A Street at around 5 o'clock, councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman Batolo,
move to approve this request.
we do have a motion to honor this request. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And item number 4 is a request from the Rock Springs Chamber of Commerce for approval of the 24th Annual Lighted Holiday Parade Route to take place on December 4th. Another key date, Troop 307. 2021 from 2 PM to 7:30 PM. Counselors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilwoman Demus.
I make a motion to approve this request.
We do have a motion to honor this request. We have a second.
Second.
Second's been called. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, counselors, this is going to move us on to the resolutions in our agenda, which we have 4 items. Number 1 from the Housing Authority, Resolution 2021-141.
A resolution authorizing Timothy A. Como, acting in his capacity as chairman of the board for the Rock Springs Housing Authority, to execute a proposal for the renewal of commercial liability and commercial property insurance coverage provided by the HAI Group for the Rock Springs Housing and Community Development Agency.
Councilman, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman Savage.
I move to approve Resolution 2021-141.
Councilors, we do have a motion to approve Resolution 2021-141. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Counselor Demus,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Hickerson,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Vitolo,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Item number 2, Resolution 2021-142.
A resolution of the governing body of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, supporting Amtrak passenger rail expansion in the City of Rock Springs and Southwest Wyoming and restoration of the Pioneer Route.
Councilman, what's your pleasure?
Your
Your-
Honor,
Councilman Batolo.
move to approve Resolution 2021-142.
Councilors, we do have a motion to approve Resolution 2021-142. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Counselor Robinson,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Hickerson,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Vitolo,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes, councilors, and if we could get this to come to be, this would be a very exciting transportation option for our community that could extend all the way to Ogden, Salt Lake City, and even up into Washington, back to Laramie, Cheyenne, who knows? But we've been working on this for a very long time, and it seems like some of the communities are really pulling together to get this done. It'd be nice to see passenger rail service come to be again.
Your Honor,
Councilman West.
I've been asked a few times, why did it go away back in the, I've heard early 90s?
You know, it was the early 90s, and boy, if you look on social media, which we know everything on social media is accurate. We've stated that before, but the primary reason was I think it just died off and fuel was cheap and people wanted to drive, and they didn't close the interstates down that much. And then the UP dedicated the main lines for, what do I want to say, cargo. Basically, they didn't want passenger trains. The ones that maintain the passenger railway systems had their own dedicated line for safety reasons for just rail. But I think that's one of the reasons that it did go away. And as we know, those things come around in cycles, and maybe it's about time that we see that cycle come back. I think it'd be really neat, especially if you're going to school in Laramie, to jump on a train in a blizzard or come home and see your family for Christmas and go back to school and not have to travel on an interstate and be locked down with the road closure type of situation. And we know if you drive electric car, that's going to be an issue. But going to see a game, this would be really
The
good.
legislature, how great would that be? Seems like we always have a storm.
Yeah, yeah. Don't get me started. Anyway, I'd like to keep the excitement moving on down the tracks, if you will, and try to keep the momentum up. Since we've had this on our agenda, I've had some neighboring communities call and say, "Wow, what are you guys doing? Can we join forces?" And it's kind of neat because I think everybody just took for granted it would never come back. And there could be an opportunity to see this come to fruition. So those are good things to have. With that being said, item number 3 is Resolution 2021-143.
A resolution accepting and approving an updated statement of licenses and services attachment for Full Court Enterprises court management software between Justice Systems, Inc. and the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and authorizing Timothy A. Como as mayor of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and Matthew L. McBurnett as city clerk of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, to execute said updated statement on behalf of the city.
Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilwoman Demus.
I make a motion to approve Resolution 2021-143.
Councilors, we do have a motion to approve Resolution 2021-143. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Counselor Savage,
Yes.
Hickerson,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Batolo,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. And item number 4, Resolution 2021-144.
A resolution accepting and approving a grant agreement between the Wyoming Community Foundation's Dallas and Dorothy Larson Endowment Fund and the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and authorizing Timothy A. Como as mayor of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, and Matthew L. McBurnett as city clerk of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, to execute said grant agreement on behalf of said city.
Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman Savage.
I move to approve Resolution 2021-144, and a shout out to JJ and staff for putting this together. Good job.
Absolutely. We do have a motion to approve Resolution 2021-144. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Counselor Hickerson,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Batolo,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Councilman, this is going to bring us to the ordinance section of our agenda, of which we have 6 items. The first 4 on third reading, ordinance 2021-09, third reading.
An ordinance amending Article 7-4 entitled Plumbing and Sewer Code of the Ordinances of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming.
Councilman, third reading. What's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman West.
move to approve ordinance 2021-09.
Is that because it was plumbing? And
It's good stuff.
we do have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Counselor West,
Absolutely.
Batolo,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Hickerson,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Item number 2, ordinance 2021-10, third reading.
An ordinance amending Article 414 of the ordinances of the City of Rock Springs, Wyoming, entitled Water Service.
Councilman, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman Batolo.
move to approve 2021-10 for the plumbing above.
There you go. We do have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Counselor Batolo,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Hickerson,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Item number 3, ordinance 2021-11, third reading.
An ordinance amending Section 1604C of the ordinances of the City of Rock Springs entitled Adopting the Personnel Policies and Procedures Relating to City of Rock Springs Employees and Adopting Revised Personnel Policies.
Councilman, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor,
Councilman West.
move to approve ordinance 2021-11.
We do have a motion to approve ordinance 2021-11. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Counselor Halter,
Yes.
Zadi,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Savage,
Yes.
Hickerson,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Batolo,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Item number 4, ordinance 2021-12.
An ordinance amending Article 2-1 of the ordinances of the City of Rock Springs entitled Jurisdiction and Procedure, Article 3-5 of the ordinances of the City of Rock Springs entitled Humane Control and Regulation of Animals, and Article 5-2 of the ordinances of the City of Rock Springs entitled Operation of Motor Vehicles.
Councilors, what's your pleasure?
Your Honor.
This is, we are on 4, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
sorry.
Councilman West?
It is third reading.
Move to approve ordinance 2021-12.
We do have a motion to approve ordinance 2021-12. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second's been called. Roll call.
Counselor Zadi,
Yes.
Demus,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Savage, Hickerson,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Vitolo,
Yes.
Halter,
Yes.
Mayor Como.
Yes. Item number 5, ordinance 2021-13, second reading.
An ordinance creating section 3-545 of the ordinances of the city of Rock Springs entitled Intentional Feeding of Deer, Elk, and Antelope Prohibited within chapter 3 of the ordinances entitled Humane Control and Regulation of Animals.
Item number 6, ordinance 2021-14, second reading. Oh, I'm sorry, first reading.
An ordinance amending the official zoning map of the city of Rock Springs from R1 low density residential to the zoning designation of R3 CD medium density residential conditional district for a parcel of land totaling 11.969 acres and located in section 21, township 19 north, range 105 west of the 6th principal meridian in the city of Rock Springs, county of Sweetwater, state of Wyoming.
Okay, Troop 307, we're honored and I'm glad that you came down and sit in with us this evening in our meeting, and we'll help you through your goals. Just reach out to us and let us know dates, and we'll lead you in the right direction. And with no further business to come before the